Welcome back to the Cleveland Browns 0-16 rebuild, everybody. I know many of you are still hungry for this series, so we're back today with episode 37. And our Browns have started this year spectacularly. They have a 5-1 record, and we're about to play the 5-2 Steelers, which I'd like to watch at least some of that game. And we're starting to put things together in a more complete fashion right now. I like what we've done this year to upgrade the roster. The defense seems like it has some youth we can develop a new core with. I'm pretty excited about this team. And after our 5-1 start, I'm looking forward to see where we can go, especially because this appears to be a two-team race this year in the AFC North. So in 6 games, Anton Greenberry is just lighting it up out there. 17 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. On the ground, we have Ace Harrison running for 4 touchdowns and having 71 yards a game. Shadon Underwood is having a big year, but the receiver producing the most is Javonte Mann. That slot role on this team always does well. I've thought about putting Julian Wall back there because he does make a lot more sense, and we all know his production when he was in the slot. So I think that Javonte Mann can still produce if we have him as wide receiver 2. But I do wonder if putting Wall at wide receiver 3 would hurt the simming at all. I think he'd have better numbers, but it's just like lower overall at wide receiver 1. Is that the right idea? Maybe if I set it up where Underwood was the 1, Mann was the 2, and Wall was the 3. We can try that out. I don't think that'd be the reason we'd lose a game, but I just don't want to mess with what's going on. That was interesting. Did you see that? Wall's overall changed from receiver 1 to 2 to 3. It's different no matter where he is. 92 in the slot. Underwood is a 90 at wide receiver 1. I'm ready to play some ball. Alright, this rivalry is renewed once again. Browns and Steelers, and I plan to go through this game very similar to the last episode. A lot of you seem to enjoy that. And the comment sections recently have been filled with more saying that you do enjoy watching the games. And I think there's a good balance to find. I don't think that one way or another is going to drastically change the results. Consider that we've made the playoffs in this series less often than we have, and that's through majority of simming. And then, yeah, we've obviously had some heartbreaking playoff losses in obviously the playoffs, but it's not like we're winning when we sim every time. So I'm just going with the flow here, and we're going to keep going here in the Browns rebuild with a 7-0 deficit now as we get underway in this game. Defense had some trouble on that opening possession. We'll jump in when the time is right. Oh, a drop by Trip Beckett, 4 for Harrison, and then a pass deflected. That's too far to kick a field goal, so back we go to Steelers. I don't think they have Le'Veon Bell anymore. I think they finally had to move on. There is a brand new back. It's Glenn, and he goes nowhere on this play. There's Russell Severud, by the way, and I do think that it's a good idea. Some of you have suggested to raise his development before I focus on his traits or his other attributes, and I think that's a good idea so that we get a better, long-term boost with him. Haggins here, 3rd and 11, and the pass complete. Oh, it's Le'Veon Bell. He didn't go anywhere. He's making first down catches still. Madden AI doesn't do running back systems very well, but it seems like the Steelers kind of are right now between Glenn and Bell, who's in the game at the moment. On 3rd down, it's a screen, and Haggins is going to the ground. Arion Wimper. All right, let's see our Browns on offense now. We have Julian Wall, who's going to be in the slot, and we'll see if that impacts things. Harrison gets the call and a couple yards. All right, 3rd down. Let's see what Greenberry can do here. We have him with time to throw, looking deep for Julian Wall, and that's why you put him in the slot, because no one can contain him. I think that's one of the reasons why we've never really seen Julian Wall have these big games when we've sat in, because he's stuck on the outside where he can still be good, but let's face it, he's going to be a lot better in the slot. We have seen receivers like Spencer Morris and Trevonte Sanders play really well in the slot, so That's a trend, as this is a catch for Javonte Mann. We are 3 deep at receiver. It's pretty good here. That's what you want to see from this offense. Big chunk plays. That's what we're built to do. 1st and 10, another throw. We'll go short now, and Russell gets us 6. Another 3rd down. What do you do here? How do you cover everybody? Well, we have a short throw right at the sticks, and it should move the chains. And it does. Here we go again with Greenberry. Now he might run it. Anton Greenberry showing off the wheels here as he gets the 1st down. I like that running for Greenberry has always been a last resort. He's best with his arm. I feel like we've seen Greenberry run in this series like maybe 2 or 3 times. He does not run for yards. He runs to set up the pass. And now we back up 5. Greenberry's going to Harrison, who lost the football. No! And the Steelers take over. That ends a very promising drive. But it was only promising with the throwing. There we go, a 3-and-out to respond. It's Gregory Long who sacks Benjamin Haggins. Just very disappointing to not get points on that possession. Ace Harrison, I think he has a few fumbles this year, so it's a little concerning there. Greenberry goes down, then a penalty moves the chains for us. Getting back into Steeler territory, picked off Ryan Shazier. The Steelers end up settling for a field goal. It's now 10-0 after back-to-back turnovers from our team. A penalty helps us out. We're getting into Steeler territory just fine. And there's a 1st down to Julian Wall. Trip Beckett then to follow it up. Another one inside the 15. Can we get the touchdown now? No, we can't. We're going to settle for the field goal. At least it's something. Let's go back to the offense now in the 3rd quarter. 10-3 Steelers. 2 turnovers have slowed up our production today as Harrison gets loose. That's what we want to see. Going back to Harrison again. 5 yards this time. Just hang on to the football, please. It looks like we want to keep running it now. All the way outside, and Harrison can't make anybody miss. I'm really confident, though, in this team on 3rd down, especially with our pass protection. Greenberry's going to run again. He's very smart as a runner, too. He's not as reckless as other quarterbacks I've seen in here, like a guy you might remember from the Saints. Again, we cross the 50, and Greenberry throws it to Underwood on the slant. Good play. 12 of 19 in the air, the 1 interception. Hopefully a touchdown to go with it shortly. We always set up these 3rd and mediums here for Anton Greenberry to figure out. Can he do it again? Needing 4. At the sideline, there's Travonte Sanders. Let's tie the game up now, Greenberry. You've got time, or maybe not. It runs out as TJ Watt arrives, setting up a 3rd and 12. This one will be a little more difficult. Greenberry's going play action. He wants something downfield. He'll roll out. Fire inside the 10. It's Travonte Sanders. I love when he gets involved. I still remember that game where he broke out like last season. Good to see him showing up again. I wonder why Sanders has been in the game. Maybe someone's hurt right now? It's Mann and Wall right now, so I'm thinking Underwood is injured. Off play action. We get it away to Russell. He is spun down at the 1. That's Tavares Russell, by the way, our 2nd tight end. I haven't talked about him a whole lot, but he has a couple catches in this game. Now it is 2nd and goal from the 1. I'd prefer us to throw it here, but I don't think we will. Oh, great. Maybe we will throw it now. That could be a good thing. No, I think we're still going to run it from here. I don't know why we would do that. Now can Greenberry find the end zone? We do have 3 receivers in the game, and the touchdown catch is made by Tavares Russell. Stepping up alongside Travonte Sanders. I love it. That's his 1st career touchdown. Le'Veon Bell hurt for the Steelers as this game is now tied, but for how long? Oh wow, they got very close to field goal range and had to kick it away. Maybe now the Browns can take the upper hand in this game, and instead we go 3 and out and have to punt from our end zone. 18 yards to Johnston, and the Steelers now take it to the fourth quarter and get a touchdown. Not sure how they got to the 1 yard line, but they do take a 7-point lead on our Browns. And this is not looking good. A penalty, a sack, and this drive, oh, maybe it's not over? Wow, 20 yards on 3rd and 20. Julian Wall comes through again. 3rd down, this time it's over. We need our defense to step up now. Steelers right around midfield. If they get into field goal range, they can make this a 2-score game. And it's an offset eye. Give to Glenn. He's got some space here, but Goodwin makes a really good tackle. Haggins against the blitz. Finds his receiver, and I think he's a little short. Can the Browns make a key 3rd and inches stop? And they're going to run it. Glenn falls ahead to move the chains. We'll speed things up now with the Steelers getting close to the red zone. They stall, but they get the 3 points. So now things aren't looking too good for our Browns as we're running out of time and just had a 3 and out with 3 incomplete passes. They take over in scoring range. I think this game is over, and that could be the dagger right there. Haggins to Ono Johnston, and it's a 17-point game. So tough game for our Browns. I think those turnovers in the first half really cost us, and we were never able to recover fully. So the Steelers are giving us some trouble now in our last couple matchups that we've sat in on, including the playoff matchup. But hopefully we can still make our way to the postseason and finally get that elusive victory. We do get a Shadon Underwood touchdown, so we know he's no longer injured. That's great news. But I think this game is over, and indeed it is. 27-17, Steelers win, sending us to 5-2. And then we'll sim through a bunch of games and see where this team sits a little bit closer to the postseason. Greenberry's numbers aren't too bad, but you'd like more yardage on 46 pass attempts. It's only a 6.1. Ace Harrison had that very key fumble. Julian Wall does get 82 yards, but unfortunately now we suffer our second loss. Alright, Russell Severud. I have thought about upgrading some of his ratings. Development is really expensive, 16.5. That would take such a long time to get. I'm not sure if it's worth it to wait, considering that all these prices are going to go up. I think I'm better off spending the points this season to upgrade him and not worrying about development. It's easier to upgrade development if you make it to the Pro Bowl or get a big award, but just, from regular games, I don't think it's worth that grind. If it was like 6,500 and not 16.5, then I'd probably wait. But I think at this point we're better off just getting what we can now, and if he gets to the Pro Bowl or anything, that'll make his development better. We don't create a losing streak, however, as the Browns defeat the Miami Dolphins 28-21. We get 2 touchdowns, or 1 touchdown from Anton Greenberry, and it looks like Davenport had to play 1 snap or so. Not many pass attempts, though. It looks like we ran the ball a ton. Derek Vaughn did pretty well in this game. And then, what did Julian Wall do? Where is Wall? All the way down here with just 1 catch. This was the game against Myles Garrett, who did sack Anton Greenberry, it appears, and he had 13 tackles. So a pretty busy day against his former team. We do suffer an injury, though, in our last game to Hamid Kemp, who had started the year really well, and now it looks like he's going to miss considerable time, 8 weeks with an ACL tear, a partial tear. So outside of our top 3, we just have 69 overall cornerbacks, and the best available on the open market are 73 overall. I'll probably have to make a signing now just so we have the best players out there, but that is an injury that will be a little bit tough for us to recover from, I think. I might as well put him on the injured reserve as well. We haven't returned anybody this year, so after 8 weeks, which would take us, I think, into the postseason, He could then return, but for now we're going to have to sign the best available player. Here's Sampson from Boston College will now play in the nickel for us, and hopefully our pass defense doesn't, take a major step backwards. Oh, and by the way, I do now have a good kicker on our practice squad here. Evan Harris, 95 kick power, 88 kick accuracy. Just raise that awareness a little bit, and we can turn him into a pretty good player, I think. Well, we just allowed the most points we've allowed all season long to the Chargers, 43-37, in a overtime loss. Christie here, 4 touchdowns and almost 500 yards. Greenberry did his best, 370 and 3. No one played any defense here. Hey, look, it's Perry Foreman for the Chargers now. We have like a revenge game pretty much every time we take the field. Javier Funchess, oh man, he's out there making plays. I still wish we had drafted him. That was a big mistake. Well, this was our first game without Hamid Kemp, so I'm not sure if that's why we lost so badly here or gave up so many points, but this is exactly what was worrying me. Hey, I found a good cornerback late in the draft. 6'2", B+ press, B-man, B- zone. This is a first-round talent right here. That's now a 5th-round talent in this class. So Jamario Mullins will definitely be one of the players I target. So, we tied against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got our rematch, and we tie 31 apiece. I guess it's better than losing. Big offensive days for both sides, and now it looks like our offense has to put up a ton of points just to keep up now with that loss to our defense. And we've yet to see Julian Wall have that monster game in the slot yet in this episode, but here's one of his best, 84 and a score. Now here's an impressive win. We beat the 9-1 Saints 43-28. The offense didn't need to put up these kinds of numbers, but they did. 4 more touchdowns for Anton Greenberry. He is having one of his best statistical seasons, and we'll check on those numbers at the end of the episode. Big day for Underwood. Julian Wall has a stat line that looks like Randy Moss during his rookie season. 3 catches, 2 scores, 111. That's perfect. And Trevante Sanders stepping up. 2.5 sacks for Gregory Long. That's awesome. And then an interception for Lawrence Glears. We're starting to get our funds back up this year, and I want to start doing some negotiating before the year gets very late. And I want to start negotiating first with Julian Wall. Julian Wall is a 91 overall receiver, and we all know how valuable he's been to this team. He's one of the best receivers in the league. Where is he overall wise? The number 4 in the league. So it's a pretty easy decision to want to bring him back, especially after letting so many receivers go. And we have signed Julian Wall to a 4-year deal. We still have some players I want to sign. Anton Greenberry, how could I not want to bring him back? And then Gregory Long. Those are my top priorities. And hopefully some of these other players, but I need to make sure I get the most important ones first. Okay, this game surprised me. We just lost to the 2-win Jaguars, 27-24. Anton Greenberry's numbers look pretty good, but we get the loss. No touchdowns here from Ross Wayne, the new Jaguar quarterback. A fumble here from Harrison. Maybe that played a role. Underwood, 120. Maybe he's taken the lead in the receiving department. I'm sure he has by now. But I did not expect us to lose this game at all. The Browns have now lost their last 2 games. This one, 49-42. What is going on now with the defense allowing 6 touchdowns to Marcus Mariota? We throw 5 of our own. Greenberry did all he could, and it's just not enough. Running game now is struggling, and Underwood is still going off. But unfortunately, this offense is being let down by a defense that struggled ever since we lost Hamid Kemp. We've now lost Javonte Mann as well. We have good receiver depth, but these injuries are happening when we're struggling. Kemp will be eligible to come back in a few weeks, but we don't have a few weeks necessarily. there's no lock for us to make the playoffs. We began this episode 5-1, now we're 7-5-1. So obviously things have gone downhill quickly. We do not have the tiebreaker over the Steelers, so we're probably not taking the division. How does the rest of the conference look? We have the Steelers, Colts, Jets. Those could all win their own divisions. And then let's call the Chargers the winners in the West. So the Patriots would be a front runner then for a wild card spot, along with us and the Dolphins. So this is a very tight race, one that I thought we would have an easier time winning, but now we have to play much better over these last 3 games, which we're going to cover in the next episode. Probably watch this game against the Colts, and they are a 9-4 team, so they're pretty good. I can't remember us really watching a game with the Colts before, but we'll skip the one against the Ravens, most likely. And then maybe the game against the Bengals means a lot for us in Week 17. Thankfully, they haven't been very good this year. But now we're on the verge of maybe missing the postseason, which would be a major disappointment. I still need to decide if I'm going to re-sign Greenberry to a 3-year deal or what I want to do there. We do have some good younger quarterbacks on the roster, but look at the way Greenberry's played this year. He's not a player that you can really replace with his numbers. And here are the numbers for this season with 38 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. What is Greenberry's career high in yardage, or touchdowns rather? I don't care about yards. Touchdowns, 41 as a rookie, and I think he'll surpass that pretty easily. Ace Harrison, 3 fumbles on the year, 6 touchdowns, and 3.8 a carry. We have Shadon Underwood over 1,000 yards, and I think we'll have 3 receivers make it there. Actually, Javonte Mann got hurt, so that's going to keep him from reaching that milestone. We still have Travonte Sanders doing pretty well in his spot. And defensively, we all know the struggles of today. Here are the numbers with Dante Morse, the rookie, now with 7 sacks. Gregory Long has 5.5, but he's about to be a free agent potentially. 5 for Severud, 5 for Wimper. Hopefully the Browns can win their last 3 games and clinch a playoff spot, because I think this team might be the one that can finally get us that playoff win with this offense. But we've got to get there first, and today we didn't do a very good job. So thank you for watching. That's going to end this episode of the Cleveland Browns rebuild, and we have a very big episode 38 coming up. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.